Hey, what's going on YouTube? You already know who it is. It is DubloH, and I am back with another video for y'all. And today, it is looking like all of the Stellar Blade reviews are being released today. So we are gonna see what everyone is talking about and let y'all know what y'all can expect when y'all play Stellar Blade. So with all that out the way, let's get straight into the video.
In his own words, Stellar Blade director Hyung-tae Kim is a visualist, not a storyteller, meaning whatever Stellar Blade lacks in its story, he's tried to make up for in its gameplay.
So off the rip, he's saying that the story ass as fuck, which is understandable. I wasn't expecting a fire ass story with this. I wasn't thinking like near on time of the levels of storytelling and shit. I was thinking on a story level, it was gonna be something similar to like Wanted Dead, and like gameplay wise, I was thinking probably like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta type.
It was a refreshingly transparent statement, and after playing through Stellar Blade, it's also one that
Honestly, it looked good though. I ain't gonna lie, I'm mad I didn't get to play the fucking demo yet.
That continues to evolve in fun and interesting ways across the 30-hour adventure. Its story, light RPG,
Okay, 30 hours adventure, solid.
Some of its characters, on the other hand, fall well short of the high marks set by its combat. Stellar Blade certainly isn't pristine, and in some spots it's positively dull, but it's sharp.
Understandable.
That matter the most.
Nigga, is that the little monster from Agony? That shit creepy as fuck though. I ain't gonna lie, that shit nice.
Stellar Blade's setting is a familiar one. The Earth is a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and humans have fled to a colony in space. You play as Eve, a member of the 7th Airborne Squad, who is sent to the surface to eliminate the threat of the Natiba, horrific monsters that laid claim to Earth once the humans fled.
Them bitches creepy as hell. That shit had a chainsaw teeth head.
Of human civilization and collecting 4 hypercores guarded by 4 big bosses, each of which comes with new revelations that answer the questions of what happened to the Earth, why the humans fled to space, what created the Natibas, and so on and so forth. None of the reveals were particularly surprising, and while the back half of the story is a little bit more interesting once all the cards are laid out on the table, any emotional moments fell flat for me because of a near complete lack of character building in the front half. And this is really the biggest issue with Stellar Blade's story. Its characters lack any kind of personality, charm, charisma, or anything that could have endeared me towards them in any sort of way.
So that's the main theme I'm hearing him talk about is the characters.
Anything noteworthy about Eve, outside of the fact that she's fiercely dedicated to her mission, she's very close with her fellow 7th Airborne Squad mate Taki, and she doesn't like getting wet.
I'd like to avoid getting wet.
We're never really given.
So yeah, it's looking like the characters is like the weakest point of this. It's probably like Forspoken type bad.
Companions Adam and Lily are incredibly shallow. Those two don't fare much better either. Despite the fact that they act like they share a strong bond, it never feels believable because you never really see that bond being formed. Without any of that, it was hard to become invested in Eve, her mission, or Stellar Blade's world in general.
Sharp edges.
Thankfully, the most important part of an action game is the action itself, and Stellar Blade checks pretty much all the boxes when it comes to its combat. It's smoothly animated, challenging, satisfying, has a healthy amount of enemy variety, and
Okay.
has a lot of depth. It never became overwhelming in what it demanded of me.
That's cool. I like that.
Stellar Blade's combat is derivative, but at the very least, it's derived from one of the best in Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Sekiro hella fucking hard.
Enemies are
Okay.
into long, uninterruptible combos, and the only way to properly deal with them is to precisely press the block button just parry each attack one after the other. Point from the enemy's balance, and once their balance is broken,
Okay, so it is a lot similar to Sekiro, where you're very parry based. They got a stamina gauge for them. I like the games where they want you to focus on, hey, dodge, dodge, dodge. Like, you know, get your fucking timer right, or you finna get your ass whipped in this game.
able to land a hugely damaging blow that will kill most standard enemies outright and deal massive damage to bosses.
That's cool.
Variable attacks are clearly telegraphed with flashes of color. A yellow flash means an attack is straight up unblockable and needs to be dodged.
Okay.
A blue flash signals an attack that you can blink past by holding forward and dodging through the opponent to their backside, and then a purple
So
is the sign of an attack that can be repulsed, which forces you to hold back and press the dodge button at just the right time to
Okay, so they got choreographed different dodges in the game. So the yellow, you gotta do a regular dodge, hey, left, right, get the fuck out the way. The blue one, you gotta hold forward, hold towards them and hit the circle, and then it'll put them like in a stun mode. And then the purple, hold back and hit the circle, and then you'll do another stun one. Okay, that's cool. I like that. That's solid.
deflect and expose the enemy's weak point. Once again, all of this is very similar to Sekiro's style of telegraphing unblockable moves that either must be jumped over, be Kiri countered, or avoided at all costs, and it works just as well here. Developer Shift Up smartly didn't settle for just
They fucked with it though.
Sekiro's combat either. It adds its own twists in the form of beta skills, which are a series
Beta
of
skills.
attacks that you can use for specific
Oh,
attack that hits multiple enemies, a
solid.
attack that does massive single target damage, a shockwave type move that hits enemies at a distance, and a shield breaker that deals extra damage to an enemy's armor. These are used by spending beta energy, which is gained by landing hits and parrying strikes. So you're well incentivized to engage with the enemy as opposed to just running away
Okay,
and taking in a hit when you can.
that's cool. I like that. That's fire though. The fucking bosses and enemies is nice. Like just based off the little gameplay segments that they got is nice.
Speaking of those enemies, one of the areas in which Stellar Blade particularly excels in is its enemy variety and design. There are more than 48 different types of Natiba to fight against.
48? Fuck.
Variations of each other with different weapons, at least
Fuck. 48?
combos and techniques that you
And they all look fucking
deal with them. But
crazy.
too, with intense battles against huge and aggressive monsters that always had me on the edge of my seat. Combat felt fresh all throughout the 30 hours it took me to beat it. Partially because of the aforementioned enemy variety, but also because at just about every major chapter in the campaign, I would get a new tool or mechanic that changed up how I approached certain encounters. A drone that could fire a bunch of different ammo types from a distance, along with new mechanics like burst skills that added yet another layer of resource management and became critical for tough fights.
Okay. So it's looking like they got a lot of combat shit going on in the game.
That require energy to use.
Like they got a lot of combat mechanics that you can go get into because they got the beta moves, they got the burst moves, they got the little arm cannon that you can use and shit like that. That's cool. I like that.
To balance that added strength, burst energy is much harder to build, requiring you to either perfectly dodge enemy attacks, successfully use a blink or repulse, or
Oh shit.
beta energy to use a beta chain, which essentially exchanges the two resources.
So
It's about
your burst moves are stronger.
on a less powerful beta skill, or
I'm looking at the landscapes. They kind of nice though.
stronger attack later. It's considerations like these that really
Like-
make some of the tougher bosses in Stellar Blade.
A lot of the backdrops and areas that they playing in is very different from each other. I like it.
The cherry on top of all this excellent action is the exceptional soundtrack, which features everything from blood-pumping bangers during boss battles
That's cold.
to beautiful, ear-tingling melodies while exploring its desolate world.
Fire. Hidden beauty. What you talking about?
When you're not hacking away at Stellar Blade's horrific-looking Natiba monstrosities, you'll be doing some light RPG activities like exploring Zion, mankind's last bastion of civilization, restocking at shops, changing your hair, picking up quick and light requests from a bulletin board, or taking on meteor side quests from NPCs.
Okay, so you can change the hairstyles, the outfits, and shit like that too. That's cool.
Save for one involving a man and his love for a broken-down singing android.
What? Is that so?
They do occasionally culminate in a big round 2 fight against a stronger version of a boss I had previously fought, but after a few moments, I quickly found myself tired of the side quest grind. First, many of these side
kinda
quests
fucked up.
returning to old levels in order to reach a specific spot to either pick up some sort of note or item to deliver back to the quest giver. While
Okay, so fetch quests and shit.
ended zones where there's a map
That's cool.
with numerous fast travel points to make travel much less of a chore. It is an absolute pain when it comes to the linear levels where you have nothing to guide you but a blip on your compass. Most of the time, virtually
I hate games like this.
so it's
Give us better
through the same
Give us better traversal options. Give us like a jetpack or some shit to get around quicker.
A single item that you weren't able to pick up before. What makes this worse is that very rarely did I ever feel the effort was worth the trip. Most of the time, the rewards are just gold and EXP. EXP is great, as level ups give you skill points to explore more of Stellar Blade's well-developed skill trees. But later on, which was when the side quest fatigue started to settle in, skill points were less exciting because the remaining upgrades were either skills I had passed on because I didn't really feel like I needed them, or they felt like very incremental stat increases on moves I didn't use very often, or were just
Oh, okay. So basically, you'll get all the best skill points through just playing in the regular story. Once you beat the regular story, that's when you're gonna have all the little bullshit, and then doing the story quest, the side quest is like will get you all of the extra shit, which is cool. I understand it. That's cool.
which for the most part is a useless currency in the latter half of the campaign. It's used pretty much exclusively for refilling consumables or getting more crafting components. Practically never had to do because you find so many of all of those things just by opening treasure chests and breaking boxes. Thankfully,
That's cool. At least they give you everything. They like, hey, take everything that you need.
Packed with hidden collectibles and fun enemy encounters that always made me want to thoroughly explore as much as possible before making a break for the objective marker. There are collectible cans that can be returned to your base for a variety of rewards, core parts that increase your max health and energy, robot loot pinatas that contain all sorts of goodies, exoskeletons that greatly affect your stats and can affect your approach to
Exoskeletons. Oh, that's decent.
outfits that you can use to change Eve's appearance.
Golly. So you got 6 different options. So you can change the regular outfit, the full outfit. You got the glasses, earrings, and then it's looking like a hairpin. And then it's 2 other things at the bottom. I think one of those is looking like a gas mask, and I think the other one may be a hairstyle or some shit.
Impressive variety among those costumes. So for every skimpy swimsuit or super tiny miniskirt, there's also a classy dress or stylish outfit that makes Eve look like, as my wife puts it, an insta-baddie. I always look forward to finding a new skin, and truthfully, it's very satisfying to have another big action game outside Insomniac's Spider-Man series that features really high quality unlockable cosmetics that you don't have to purchase with real money microtransactions. One other feather in Stellar Blade's cap is that it mixes up its gameplay fairly well. Occasionally you'll have to into a creepy lab where your scanner and sword don't work, turning it into a genuinely spooky survival horror style game. There are
That's solid. I like that.
action sequences, as well as a good mix of linear and non-linear level design. Not all of these breaks from combat hit, and the platforming heavy sections are particularly annoying whenever they come up, but they nonetheless do a good job of relieving the monotony that would come from just going fight to fight with nothing in between. After beating Stellar Blade,
That's cool. That's not bad though.
no New Game Plus at launch. It will be coming down the line as free DLC, but right out of the gate, there's not much waiting for you at the end beyond a hard mode that doesn't really seem to change much outside of the enemies hitting you harder. This is especially frustrating because once you beat the game, your save file with all of your unlockables, costumes,
Shit tweaked out.
collectibles is basically stuck at the final boss fight. You can't take those costumes over with you to a new game, forcing you
So you can't take none of your new shit, like all the shit that you earn at the end of the game. Like that's fucking weak. Okay, so that's why you. Okay. But it's understandable though. Fuck it. Oh well.
to do an entirely fresh playthrough outside of one new costume that you get for beating the game, and you can't even skip cutscenes on your subsequent playthroughs.
But that's why they gotta add the fucking the new game plus.
Stellar Blade stands out as a gorgeous and well-crafted action game with very impressive strengths and very clear weaknesses. Both its story and characters lack substance, and some of its elements are poorly implemented. Like Dulce,
Understandable.
very often force you to retrace your steps through previous levels, with very little done to make the return trip feel unique or rewarding.
So from what I'm hearing right now is the story and side quests are his weakest points, but everything else is pretty good. So when it comes to the story, nothing is fucking interesting at all. And the fucking and when it comes to the side quests, it's gonna be a lot of fetch quests and backtracking that you're gonna have to do. For the most part, I'm excited because the game looks good. All of the venues and shit look great. Eve looked fucking fire. The fighting mechanics look good. Different types of dodges that you got to do for certain abilities.
But action picks up most of that slack thanks to the rock-solid fundamentals of its Sekiro-inspired combat system, a deep well of hideous monstrosities to sharpen your sword against, and plenty of hidden goodies that do a great job of incentivizing exploration all throughout.
I gave this shit a 7. Hey, GA, y'all hella funny. So, to me, Stellar Blade is looking muy fucking bueno for me. Let me know how y'all feeling about Stellar Blade. Is it gonna be one of your day one pickups? Because honestly, I got it pre-ordered already. I'm just waiting for the shit to drop. If I made it this far, I want to thank you for fucking with me. Make sure that you go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe, because I do have more content on the way. Hit that bell so you never miss another video. And here is your second reminder to leave a like. My name is DubloH and I am out. Yes, sir.
Hold on, baby, hit the pug on, do you dance on it? Bust it down, baby, let me see, spread them legs, let me see what you got. Do your job, I got a check for you. Throw a couple bands, put in work, I got some more for you. Slow it down for me, drop it down, go get wild for me, smile for me, bend it over, go and touch your toes for me. Pause for me, get the can, baby, do a show for me. All money, if you clean and good, I got a note for you.